Hi. uh, the Grumpy Artist channel just passed its first 1,000 subscribers in the last couple of days. So I wanted to say thank you very much. Channel's been around for a few years. And I know that some of you have been around since the very beginning, so I really appreciate it. Hopefully I've been able to provide you with some useful information. And on we go. Anyway, thank you very much. Well, there it is. It's finished. As you can see, I closed this. I had sort of an open spot here with some of these colors down, taking off the painting, and I thought, no, I'm going to support that. So I decided to take these blues, sort of flipping, you know, repeating what I have up here, down here-ish. I think I'm calling that done. Happy guy again. Talk to you soon. I almost forgot. We'll do the zoom in. I think that's fairly beneficial for you guys to see up close how much of a wreck the painting can often look. And it's only when you back up that you really begin to see it. Well, in many eyes, it's a wreck. But if you develop the thinking patterns and stay brave enough to avoid overworking an area, the painting will stay pretty strong. Sorry about the shakiness. That's sort of normal for me. And just a couple of highlights in the foreground. Didn't want to get too busy with it. Okay, there we go. Well, that last painting was a 16 by 20. This is I think it's an 18 by 24. Pretty sure. Now I did this a little while ago, and when it was done, I was happy with it, you know, but I wasn't happy with it. So I've had it living with me upstairs for a while. I often do that with certain paintings to see if there's something that bothers me, that makes me think, well, I think I could work on it here, I think I could make improvements there. And I think there are a couple things on here I would like to change. Nothing drastic. It's a nice painting, but so it's going to make things a little more difficult. But let's talk about a couple of the issues that I have with it. Well, I guess the first and most obvious issue with this painting is that we have the strongest hill dropping down like so. A bit of a correction, but this is a strong line. Then the line of our bush also reflects that, heading down. The majority of the rock brings it on again. And despite the fact that the ends of these highlights do this, that's not strong enough. Our water actually is tilting down to the left. That's okay, but I've emphasized it, I've overemphasized it by having too high a value here with these blues. Oddly, because we're going to, even if we don't pick up the color of these trees in the water would be much higher value here. So I'm going to darken this area and bring the light below the highest values going into the water here. I think that's necessary. These lines are still cutting down to the left a little bit, but that may not be a problem once this other issue is tackled and I've subdued those colors a bit. And then we'll take it one step at a time. These rocks I'm finding a little bit chalky, meaning a little bit washed out. So what I would have to do is possibly add a line or two in places, maybe not. I may just have to drop value in spots or highlight value in spots, you know, put a few sunny highlights on it. We'll see. Anyway, one thing at a time. So we'll start the water. We'll try to get that in line, get that better organized, more maturely composed, and we'll go from there. Well, I think I'm going to mix up. I'm going to lean into the greens here a little bit. You know, not only do I have a higher value here, I've got a higher chroma, because that's quite a bit of cobalt blue. Draws too much attention to itself. High chroma, high value equals dominance. We do not want dominance there. We want some, but we don't want it there. So I'm going to mix a little bit of ultramarine blue and a little bit of burnt sienna and a little bit of yellow ochre, because we do want it to stay fairly warm. But yeah, we do have to kill that strength. That's just a little over the top. I should bear in mind, I guess, the direction the water is sort of, or the waves are tilting. It might be a little too dark. Okay, we'll go a little greener. We'll hit lighter. Nope, obviously not lighter. Darker, I'm okay with that too. Doesn't bother me at all. And look at that signature. Hey, that's not good. That's not good. This is going to be a painting that has a signature covered with a layer of paint, and then another signature under it. I imagine that if this ever gets to the point where somebody needs to restore it, they might detect that the undersigning below here. It's funny, restoring old work. I'm talking about work that's hundreds of years old. My dad did a lot of that. He was a professional restorer, and he came across a lot of interesting things. And I had the benefit of being on the receiving end of some teaching. And, well, just, you know, seeing some of the funny things that people have done over the years. Okay, I guess I'm just covering some ground here right now. I shouldn't worry too much about laying the strokes all along in the right direction. And something A little while ago, my daughter pointed out to me too. She said, I thought you did not paint wildlife. And she said, what's with the two bear cubs in the painting? I didn't know what she was talking about. And then she pointed it out to me and said, well, you've got two bear cubs on the left-hand side. I looked at it and I thought, you know, from where I'm sitting right now, I don't really see it. I intended them to be stumps, you know, sort of not too important. But when I step back 10 feet, I see two bear cubs. So, okay, now I can claim I'm a wildlife painter as well. No, I'm kidding. I am definitely kidding about that. Okay, I've gone fairly green. We're going to maintain that green a little more over here. And we'll also probably, just for the sake of literally mixing it up a little bit, we will also introduce some of these blues over here. But this is all going to become lighter. So let's just roughly and quickly do that. Yeah, I really don't like that cobalt right there. It's just a little over the top. So we're going to our ultramarine blue and yellow ochre. A green, not a demanding, harsh, look at me green, but it leans into the greens. Definitely leans into the greens quite a bit. We'll leave a slice of that cobalt blue there, okay? A little bit of highlighting. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. Excuse me. Alright, I'm afraid I incurred into that a little bit. Maybe a little too much. So let's throw a little bit more. Let's go back to that cobalt blue briefly. I'm going to mix it with what I have on the palette already, because I'm really trying to knock that down a bit. Some paintings it works better than others. This one, well, it's just looking a little too cartoony for me. You know, everybody's going to have a different take on it, but I don't want that strength right on the edge of the painting. Oops. I'm using kind of a large knife for this somewhat controlled area. Oh, excuse me. I do like this knife for going over other areas, but And it's really hard to control. Partly because of its size, partly because of just the way it flexes. It's not a high quality knife. It's just really handy for some things. It just works really well. Okay, I think that's enough. All right. So you can see, I believe, what my plans are here. I think it's already improved. Let me pick up the tripod and look at it more squarely. Okay, taking all that attention away from here and pushing it this way. We're going to put a little more light here as well, you know, and a few other things. Anyway, pretty simple fix, isn't it? So far. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Thanks for watching.